What's up guys, Untitled Studios here, and today we have another vacuum acquisition, soon to be featured in Vacuum Saved. So, this is my most recent acquisition, following the Eureka Whirlwind Lightspeed, and this is a 12 amp Fantom Fury, manufactured by Iona Appliances, or at this time it was known as Fantom Technologies. Now, you might be wondering, why is the cord wrapped around like this? Well, because the cord clip is broken. Because of course it is. I bought this, or I shouldn't say I bought this, my fiance bought this for me as a Christmas gift, since it was the cheapest Fantom that was on eBay. And I wanted a Fantom. I wanted a new Fantom of some kind. And, well, there was a Cyclone XT that I was going to get, but someone else snatched it up. Now, obviously that's not his fault. Obviously it's eBay. Whoever gets to it first gets it, but you'll likely see the aforementioned Cyclone XT soon on Phantom Lightning's channel. At least I'm assuming. I don't know. But this Fury you can see on this channel. And obviously this is one that I already own. I own this green 12 amp 2000 Fantom Fury. So why did I buy it? Well, I wanted another Fantom, because my Fantom Fury green 12 amp that I have is in immaculate condition, and I don't want to use it and get it dirty. Also, I wanted another Fantom Fury, so that way I could, well, I guess this kind of falls into the first point, I wanted one that I could use around the house, because sometimes I want to use the vacuums that are in my collection. Pretty much every vacuum that I have is perfectly capable of being used once in a while. Now, am I saying that my Fantoms aren't capable of being used once in a while? No, of course not. But when you have one that's in as immaculate of condition as the other green Fury that I have, and when you have the orange one that's your favorite and you don't want to get it broken or damaged when it already has an issue with the front cover, then yeah, or a 10 amp model, which you don't want to work on because it came from your abusive ex and the motor is already going bad in it anyways. So for those three reasons that are totally not specific to me and me only, that would be a good reason to buy another Fantom Fury. So this is my fourth Fantom Fury as of right now, and if you'll excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, well, maybe not yet. So another reason why I bought this, just a very simple little reason, it has the cord clip, and well, I want the cord clip, so that's a little bonus, I guess. It has the cord clip. So, I bought this on eBay. I forgot exactly how much I paid for it, but it was, actually, I do remember now. So, the seller had it listed for $120, with like 20, 30 something shipping. I think it was 35 shipping, something like that. And the box that they shipped it in was very, very nice. Right there, in fact. So you can see that is a very substantially sized box. And it was in the box sideways, but it was packed up, nevertheless, surprisingly well. And yeah, I mean, it arrived perfectly safely, so that's good. So this machine arrived in decent condition. And the only issue that it was marked as, well, first off, to go back to the price, they had it listed for $119, $120, give or take. I sent an offer for $75, and I fully expected them to reject the offer, because usually people selling Fantoms don't usually even bother to put offers. Hence the fact that I do really want a Cyclone XT, but the one Cyclone XT that I see on eBay is $300. And yes, I do really want a Cyclone XT, but do I $300 want a Cyclone XT? Not exactly. So, I expected my offer to get rejected, my offer for $75, but it was not. It was accepted. So after all was said and done, I paid about $110, $115 for this with shipping and tax delivered to my door. And yeah, the issue that it was described as having, it was a very simple listing. It had pictures of the front, pictures of both of the sides, not the back. You can tell that hints at something. And it had a description that said, Fantom, with an M, Fantom Fury, 12 amp vacuum, Need belt, brush will not spin. Condition is used. So that told me that, well, it needs a new belt. Possibly a new brush roll. But otherwise, has no issues. Obviously, the pictures didn't show any attachments, nor a attachment holder, so I did not expect that, and that was not delivered. It did show the cord clip, so I was like, ooh, a cord clip. It did not show the rear of the machine. And yeah, I wonder why it didn't show the rear of the machine, because the lower cord clip is busted off and missing. And no, I looked in the box. There was nothing rattling around in the box. This was it. There is nothing in the box. I just messaged the seller about it saying, hey, the lower cord clip is busted. Did this happen during shipping? Because you didn't disclose this in the listing. And then the seller responded and said, no, it was already like that before I listed it. And I'm like, so why didn't you tell me in the listing? Why didn't you describe it properly in the listing and mention that? And so far I haven't heard a response. So that's kind of annoying, because if you felt the need to mention the belt, why wouldn't you mention the actual broken part of it instead of just the simple belt? Also, the belt that was included, actually, is that still in this trash? I believe it is. So this is the belt that was on it. It doesn't appear to be like a genuine Fantom belt. It's an entirely unmarked belt. Perhaps the Fantom collectors who know these can prove me wrong. This doesn't appear to be a genuine belt. So the issue was, this was on the brush roll, but it wasn't wrapped around the motor spindle. And I tried to just simply put this belt back on, and it popped right off. So I'm assuming this had popped off when they were vacuuming or something, because it's probably the wrong belt, and they just said screw it and threw it on eBay. That's my guess. And they probably figured, well, the cord clip, the lower cord hook's broken anyways, so we might as well just list this and get it out of here and buy a new vacuum and move on with our lives. And also not tell the potential buyer that this wasn't, that was broken. And this was not like a listing that popped up immediately, because this was not the Fantom I was at. This is not the Fury I was wanting to get. There was another person who, for around the same price as this, had another Fury listed, and he kept relisting it because no one was bidding on it. I actually bid on it once, then I realized I didn't have the money, retracted the bid, and it got relisted several times. And it most recently got relisted, like the most recent time it got relisted was right before I went to buy this one, and the bid ended, and I expected it to get relisted again, and it didn't. It did not get relisted. It still has not shown up. It was one, I believe it was from Illinois, and actually, this also, no, this was from Florida, never mind. So, that one had the extension hose and all the attachments, and the attachment peg, all three of the included attachments. And I think it even included an extra filter and like an extra belt or something like that, or light bulb or something. And I really wanted to get that. And I looked at the listing. It did not sell. It did not sell at all. It just kept getting relisted, and he just gave up. And right when I was about to buy it, he didn't relist it. And I didn't remember who the seller was, so I couldn't message them and be like, hey, can you relist this? So I got stuck with this. Now, if that other Fantom Fury does pop up and I have the money, I will purchase it. But and perhaps, you know, put the attachments and the hose and stuff on this one. Because other than those issues that I mentioned, it works very well. The brush roll is in okay shape. I put a new Dirt Devil 4.5, you know, Fury belt on it, and cleaned up the brush roll, cleaned up the inside of it, inside of the base. I haven't gone into the motor or anything, or I haven't gone into the cyclone or none of that. Clean out port is fine. This stupid little plug thing that these always have, or that some of these models have, wasn't plugged in all the way, so it was whistling, so I had to kind of squish that back in, and thankfully I was able to get it in all the way. These are always a pain to deal with, but I did get that back in. And yeah, so the hose doesn't have any splits in it, like my original Fantom Domestic had all those years ago. And it seems to be pretty durable, too, because in the process of this cord being all wound up, I went to go walk the other way, and this got wrapped around my foot, and I tripped, and the Fantom was like right here, so it fell and the handle smacked onto my floor, and it seems fine. It doesn't seem like anything broke on it. So the hose is just fine. That's just fine. It's kind of got some dirt in it, but otherwise it seems okay. And the upper cord hook still works just fine. And I was talking to a Fantom vacuum fan about getting this, and he was like, well, I mean, on the bright side, you can just replace the hose. And I'm like, yeah, but I already did that with my orange one. So now, assuming I can even find another hose with a good cord clip, then I'm going to be stuck with 2 Fury hoses that don't have cord clips, because I still have the old hose from my other one. I could, now that I think about it, I just realized I could probably steal it from my 10 amp Fury. Because my 10 amp Fury, I'm pretty sure, has the hose, has the lower cord hook. So I've been debating on selling that 10 amp Fury, and if I do sell it, I may steal the hose off of it, but I'm not quite sure. Obviously, I would prefer to have just a new one, but, you know, prefer a lot of things to both happen and not happen at this point in time in early 2021. So, the headlight bulb is burned out. The bulb is in there, it's just obviously gone out, so that's no big deal. And then finally, before I run this, I'll also talk about the Hepa Filter. Of course, the Hepa Filter cage has a bunch of scratches on it. I haven't taken any scratches, or I haven't dusted it off to any like major degree, so this is mostly how I got it, other than the dirt that's in the canister. So, this Hepa Filter, this is an original Fantom Hepa Filter. None of the pleats are bad. The filter looks okay. There is, however, a lot of dust on the inside of this. And, oh god, now that's going to bother me. So, there is a lot of dust on the inside of this. And there obviously is a lot of dust that's gone through the motor. So, it does sound healthy though. So I will at some point go in and dust off the motor and clean all this out. Because now I think I have enough Fantom Furies that I can actually service one of them and then not have to freak out about the potential of possibly breaking something. I don't think I would actually break anything if I go in this, but I've never worked on a Fantom like this in depth, like actually stripping it down to the motor. Or actually, no, I haven't worked on a Fury doing that. I've worked on a million Thunders, but I've gotten a bunch of Thunders in and worked on a bunch of Thunders and domestics. Obviously mostly Thunders, but no other Fantoms, other than like a couple Euro Pro ones. But as far as Iona Fantoms, I've worked on very few Furies over the years, and like maybe one Lightning, and I've never seen a Cyclone XT, a Crosswind, Wildcat, none of that stuff. I've never seen any of that come in, or like a Westinghouse Unplugged or anything like that, because I would remember if something like that came in for me to fix. So I've only got the limited knowledge, but I am a fan of these things. I am a Fantom vacuum fan. I am not the Fantom vacuum fan, but I am a Fantom vacuum fan. So I don't think I have enough Fantoms to qualify as just simple Fantom vacuum fan status, unlike the real Fantom vacuum fan, if that made any sense. So I'm pretty sure there can't be more than one. I'm pretty sure he owns the throne to that name. So, let's plug this in, and normally my outlets are really droopy, but for some reason this Fantom Fury will stay in the outlet, and not like, because most plugs will droop like that. This one doesn't. It actually stays in. Considering this is a super old machine, that is fantastic. Oh, and I also forgot to show the date. So, 8th week of 2000, model S-FY7403. So, oh, and did I ever show the date code on that filter? This is a genuine Fantom filter. So Hepa Filter still has the Fantom Technologies number on it. The date is the 45th week of 1999. So this definitely was, this is an original filter. So the filter was made before the actual vacuum was. Or maybe they had a different Fury and bought a replacement filter and didn't put it in until they got this one. That's possible, but probably not likely. Those dates are so close to each other. I'm going to guess they probably bought this in, like, I don't know, maybe February, March of 2000, give or take. So, with that being said, let's give this a run. Oh, did I show the bottom of it? I don't think I did. So that's what the brush roll looks like. Spins just fine. I put some WD-40 in it, and for a while, one of the end caps wasn't turning properly, but now that I've ran it for a little bit and it's had a chance to work the grease into the bearings, this is a very nice brush roll. And I still have an NOS brush roll that I still haven't used yet, but I wouldn't put that in this. I'd probably put that in one of the other two Furies if I were to put in any of them. So yeah, that's that. And look at that, we can even use this little cord clip. So we'll do that. And we can give this thing a run. Should I put it on medium or should I leave it on low? Put it on medium. This is a pretty plush style carpet. Ugh. There, you gotta kind of lift it up a little bit to make it easier to switch that. Anyways, enough dilly-dallying. Let's give this a run. Oh, and I hate that button. I always hate that on these, how it just swivels like that. Okay, let's try this. Oh, my shoes are still on. There we go. Stupid button. I wish there was like a tab or something so it would stay in place and it would stay like that. Anyways, so yeah, it runs, all things considered, very, very well. And I'm sure I could open this thing up, dust off the motor, put some oil in the bearings, and this thing should be golden. Well, it's not golden, it's green, but yeah, you get the point. So, another thing, ooh, there's that weird height adjustment issue that my other green one has, although other green one's a lot worse at that. Another reason why I didn't want to use that one. So, another thing I forgot to mention, I did mention the headlight not being out, is that, oh wow, look at all that fine dust it got, wow. So, I didn't expect it to get up a whole lot, because I had just vacuumed this entire living room yesterday, and then I vacuumed it with the Power Force 1398, which has a new brush roll and a new belt in it, and a good bag. So this thing also had the issue where the bumper wasn't snapped in properly, and I actually managed to fix it. I don't know how. Usually these things are warped so badly from all the wear over the years that these will not hold in. Like, these will not actually go into the clips in the molding that's supposed to keep the bumper in place. This one looks pretty good. Like, I got it. There's this one little section where the little pin that it's on is kind of bent a little bit, or not pin, like that little, there's like spaces and like the really thin pieces of plastic that you have to line this up on, and they break really easily, and they're really frustrating to deal with on these machines. But this one has gone on just fine. And it does kind of worry me whenever I eventually open this up to put the headlight in it, a new headlight bulb, because yeah, I mean, how's that? Is this going to stay? So we'll see about that. I wonder if there's any way to buff out these scratches. I'm sure there is. But yeah, so of course got the handle up there. That's looking good. Again, some scratches. Obviously this is one of the newer Fantoms to where this is actually printed on. It's not just a sticker, which I actually prefer, because those stickers after a lot of age will tend to fall off and not look right and get crooked and just really bad. So that's another reason why I actually prefer the 12 amp Furies to the 10 amp. And plus the 10 amps have really bad suction. These ones have mildly mediocre suction. So the suction isn't terrible, but it's also very lackluster and underwhelming. And is this Fury font off center? Wow, that bugs me. I am sorry if you didn't notice that and I just pointed it out, but yeah. Like, the middle is right there, and that's where the R is. That's where the middle of this should be, or at least close to it. I guess because the little trademark, but no, that doesn't look right. Anyways, so see all the fine dust it got. And obviously the, one sec. For some reason, that bit of dirt is stuck in between the in between the Cyclone and the bin part. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, so yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what else there can be said about this, but obviously I love Fantoms. I can rant about them for days on end. So, but again, the suction is poor in traditional Fantom quality. You don't want to use this in app, assuming you'd want to use it all, because, you know, assuming it wasn't a collectible, and assuming it's not a machine you wouldn't want to ever use ever, then you wouldn't want to use it in any environment where you would need good suction. Even though the tools themselves are actually really good. I mean, when they're there, but you know, I still think the tools on this are better than a lot of the early Dysons, like the 01 through the 04. A lot of those tools aren't as good as these are. They don't include floor tools. They'll often have, you'll need adapters and stuff like on the 01. This doesn't have any of those problems. Although it does have the problem where some tools are hard to press onto the hose because the ends are designed differently. which is weird. So, yeah, a bunch of weird stuff, but anyways, for the price that I paid for this, I'm happy with it. I would like to get a replacement hose, and obviously I'll eventually grab either from home or if I just buy another one online, a headlight bulb. Ooh, that's hollow, as expected. So, or a headlight bulb, and this thing should be good. Again, I'll eventually strip it apart and clean it all out, get all that dust out of it. But in the meantime, it is working, and it's my new Fantom. So, and you can see it just vacuumed the whole living room. And yeah, I don't want to open this because it's going to spill dust everywhere, because that's another thing I don't like about these. But I mean, that's no different than the early Dysons as well. Let's see what it spills. Okay, so it didn't spill a whole lot that time. When I first got it, it did. Especially like because stuff gets stuck around this ring. So you can also see that little flap. Isn't there like a flap that's supposed to be there behind the hose? Apparently that's missing. But yeah, so that's what it got up. It had more stuff in it, but it looks like some of it got compressed down with the cyclone. So that's not bad though. Yep. So decent performance in traditional Fantom fashion. So yeah, that's my newest pickup, and I've now gotten into the habit of every time I get a new machine that I will, at least not like a new, like a brand new machine that's still in stores, but if I get a machine that's discontinued in any way, shape, or form, which obviously this is, because the company's been bankrupt for 20 years, but it will be featured in my vacuum save video, in case you didn't watch this one. So you'll see this in vacuum saved likely in the next one. So, or you know, at one at some point in the near future, because sometimes I'll divvy them up differently and show different vacuums off in different videos. But yes, so for the Fantom fans, this is another Fantom added to my collection. So if anyone has one of those hoses with the clips, or if they have a spare set of attachments they want to sell, please let me know. I'd be very interested. At least, you know, for like a decent price. I won't pay $50 for attachments. I don't need them that bad. But if you wanna, I don't know, we can negotiate something. So, yeah, that's the Fantom Fury 12 amp model, whatever that sticker said. And this is Untitled Studio signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good one. Peace.